It all comes down to this. A season packed with the highest highs and the lowest lows. Champions crowned and a whole lot of...
Yes, baby! Let's go! Yes, sir! Boom! Yeah!
Everything rides on this. Classic qualifications, Rookie of the Year, Angler of the Year, and maybe even some brotherly bragging rights. Welcome to the St. Lawrence River. Well, this is it. The time has come. We've reached the end of the road, the final event of the season for 2024. Welcome to the Bassmaster Studio, sponsored by Marathon. That is Ronnie Moore. I'm Tommy Sanders, and this is the place. I mean, come on. The St. Lawrence and Lake Ontario have provided probably more fireworks over the last decade than any other place we go.
Absolutely, Tommy. And you're kind of running on E at the end of the season. You're running out of gas. You're a little bit tired, but you need to bring your all in this event because if we know one thing's for sure, whether it's the river or the lake, you're going to have to catch them big time if you want to succeed here at the St. Lawrence River.
It would be a big time understatement to say that weights have trended up over the past decade on this incredible fishery.
Not only the weights, Tommy, are trending upwards, you got the tightest points race you could ask for with 5 or 6 anglers all vying for Angler of the Year. So why don't we get into some of those competitors that definitely brought it early in this event. Day 1 and Day 2, Jacob Fouts absolutely put on a show, staying in our top 10 and keeping the pressure on guys like Justin Hamner and Chris Johnston.
Jacob Fouts also quietly making his way to the top of everything this year. He's got an incredible string of cuts made.
Yeah, in the double-digit range. After missing 8 or 10 cuts in a row, he's made 10 or 11 cuts in a row. This guy ever so consistent since he joined the Elite Series. 20 pounds, 4 ounces. You'd never think that was below the cut line, but it was. 55th, he jumped up into the top 10 like we expect after Day 2, keeping himself alive for Angler of the Year. And this guy was alive for most races this year. Angler of the Year and Rookie of the Year. And he wants to win this event too, Trey McKinney.
Trey McKinney's certainly been the story. The first part of this season, absolutely, it was all about him becoming first, the youngest guy to ever win an Elite Series event.
Yeah, and when we think about those three guys, Fouts, Shakurit, and Trey McKinney, we cannot forget, even though they're young, we have one of the strongest competitors in Elite Series history, track record-wise, in Chris Johnston. He came in second place to Justin Hamner in the points race. Hamner obviously missing the cut this week, fell down, but this is uncharacteristic for Chris Johnston. Ended Day 2, Tommy, in 31st place. He had spent 20 straight days on the Elite Series in the top 10 on this body of water. For him to stumble and fall was a big deal, and it opened the door for all those guys, like we mentioned, that are in our top 10.
And there you see the standings after Day 2's competition, and there it is, his brother, Corey Johnston, on top of the leaderboard, and Robert G. has been a problem for the rest of his field now for 3 events running.
Absolutely, and when we think about AOY, yes, Corey Johnston is in the top 5. He's second place in points, but he's topped out in points. He needs all these guys to struggle. Fouts is in 9th, leading AOY. The biggest jumper here, though, you see all those guys in the top 10. Chris Johnston's only 16 points back, Tommy, but 31st after Day 2. He has 2 more days to gain all those points back.
All right, Day 2 on the St. Lawrence River did not go as planned. To be honest, I kind of got a little stressed out, spun out. I don't think that's ever really happened to me in tournament before. There's a lot of bad decisions on my part in that morning stop. If I just didn't stop, I probably would have had a way better day. And I wish I never stopped and saw those guys catch them or me lose one. So now I don't even know what to do. Apparently I'm 16 points back of AOY, which really is nothing. It's actually closer than I thought it was gonna be. I don't know what to do. That's fishing, it's stressful. I didn't even think I was gonna be this close to AOY after my day today, so I'm happy just to have a chance. And gonna go fishing tomorrow. I'm gonna burn a lot of gas, guaranteed, and we'll see what happens.
The Humminbird Bassmaster Elite at the St. Lawrence River is sponsored by Toyota, by Dakota Lithium, by Nitro Boats, and by Humminbird. Day 3 is a big day here. Let's take a look at the leaderboard heading into this day on the St. Lawrence River and Lake Ontario. And there's Corey Johnston of Canada on top. Robert G. well tied up with him right in that top spot. Shane LaHue, Taku Ito, and Trey McKinney. A lot of players, and of course, the big thing we're watching also is how Progressive Angler of the Year is going to play out today.
Yeah, not only is it tight at the top for the tournament, Tommy, AOY is just as tight, and it's hard to really separate yourself when most of the top 10 or 20 are in the AOY race as well. Every fish is going to matter, and boy, rubbing is racing, but it's going to get tight here on the St. Lawrence River with these two guys neck and neck.
G may not be happy, but I may pull up. I didn't pull up on those dots yesterday, but it's where I've caught him many times where he's sitting, and I didn't want to go right beside him, but I fished it many times. I'm the one that kind of covered it, so I'm not really gonna have an option if I'm not going to lake not to fish that break right beside him. So sorry, G, but I may have company today. It was nice yesterday. Oh, come here. Frag. It's a 6.5. Oh my God. Yeah.
I'm gonna sit here too. So.
What's that?
I'm gonna sit here too.
I tried not to come over here yesterday, but I got it today.
Got to share a spot with somebody. I hadn't fished here all week, but there we go, there's one.
Not the giant ones, but we'll take them. Yeah, so today I actually ended up puking. Yeah, I've been in a lot of rough water in my life and never even felt nauseous, but it hit me today. So I had to get that out and carried on and caught a few more after that. You know, I've had so many opportunities to win on this lake and in Bassmaster Elite Series tournaments, and something always goes wrong, or I lose big fish, or my trolling motor falls off the borrowed boat, or whatever it might be. So man, like if I can win the tournament, I mean, that'll make up for all those times where we came up a little short here. Whew. Just finished puking. Move spots. Nice one.
Well, it wasn't an easy day, Corey Johnston versus the elements out there, but as always, he pushed through it, got the job done. His first day below 25 pounds out of the 3 days of fishing here, but not by much. So Corey definitely in this thing, and Robert G comes in after that.
Yeah, kudos to Corey for managing the waves by himself, and kudos to Robert G for keeping his head on straight with company in his area.
And with that, we have one angler left to weigh in. He is the very first Canadian to ever win an Elite Series event, Chris Johnston. At 43 pounds, 13 ounces, he needs 23.15 to get inside the cut. 29 pounds, 5 ounces! And he is officially the very first Canadian ever to win Progressive Bassmaster Angler of the Year. Oh, Canada, for the very first time, you have a Progressive Bassmaster Angler of the Year, and it belongs to Chris Johnston.
Well, day two was a little shaky by his standards, but day three, oh my, he puts it away and puts it away with a master's flourish.
Absolutely historic performance. 29 pounds, 5 ounces. Tommy and Chris Johnston ties the biggest limit of smallmouth in history. Brian Smith did that last year. Now they share that record, and he has jumped into our top 5.
Important day, this day number 3. A big title was settled. We got one more title to settle for this year, and that is the championship here at St. Lawrence. the Humminbird Bassmaster Elite at the St. Lawrence River. Sponsored by Progressive Insurance, by Ranger Boats, by Minn Kota, by Rapala, and by Yamaha. Well, Championship Sunday has arrived. Let's take you out on the water. As these guys all vie for the title, the final Blue Trophy of the year here on the St. Lawrence. One thing that's kind of got lost in all the excitement of yesterday, Progressive Angler of the Year, is the Rookie of the Year presentation. And Trey McKinney was a big part of that.
24 pounds, 2 ounces. He moves into third place, makes the top 10, and Trey McKinney is officially the youngest Dakota Lithium Rookie of the Year in Bassmaster history. Trey McKinney, your Dakota Lithium, a Rookie of the Year.
Never thought I would make a day 4 in the smallmouth event ever, so this is a pretty special time, a tournament to remember forever. We'll just go out tomorrow, basically just hang along. This morning I watched a clinic, so we'll go out there and see if we can maybe catch a few with them.
Rookie of the Year, Trey McKinney. He has been a big story this year, ever since becoming the youngest to ever win a Bassmaster Elite Series event. But here on the St. Lawrence, his season is not over yet.
Oh my gosh.
Just a little one to start. One. Number one. Probably gonna be 15 boats trying to sit on this ledge next week for a big tournament out here. It'll be a 200 boat tournament. I'll bet you there'll be 15 boats sitting on this spot.
Yes. Yes. First cast. 4.5.
Decent one, this one. Oh, yeah. Five-pounder. Not a 5, but it's a nice one. It's a good one right there. A little tougher conditions today. I'll take 5 of these to start. Oh yeah, that's like the old days when you used to catch them off buoys. You used to do it a little different. You'd throw a drop shot down, they'd swim all the way down and get it. But now they've seen a million of those and they need something different. He's only 4 1/4. But that gives us 20 pounds on the butt.
Canada's Chris Johnston, 1 day removed from locking down one of the highest honors an angler can get in a lifetime, And apparently he is not done yet. Chris Johnston moving all the way up into second place to challenge Robert G for the win here on the St. Lawrence and Lake Ontario. And speaking of Lake Ontario, when we get back, we'll see how that plays out and how brother Corey Johnston is not afraid to go after the win himself, going right into the jaws of the maelstrom. The Humminbird Bassmaster Elite at the St. Lawrence River and Lake Ontario is sponsored by Bass Pro Shops, by Mercury, by Power Poles, and by Skeeter Boats. Championship Sunday, the last day of the year for fishing in the Bassmaster Elite Series. Corey Johnston having a great tournament here, the first man ever on this particular body of water to ever weigh in 4 days worth of fishing, a century belt, 100 pounds. And now he's out here, a rocking and rolling day for him yesterday, and he says, I want some more, please.
Yeah, he's the only one who's gone to the lake all 4 days, Tommy.
Four more bites, baby. I'm gonna make this work today. 5 pounder. It's been a struggle for sure. Little guy. I mean, I'm still seeing some. It's just almost impossible to get my bait to him and present it properly. Oh, it's not. Take them, man. Another 3 pounder. They're not supposed to live out here. It's all right. God. It's a big one. Yeah. 3 more bites. Good one. Decent one. Not a giant, but a nice one. Come on, I gotta go.
This one feels big. Please stay on. 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 Boom, baby. Let's go. Yes, sir. God, what a gut. Whew. Let's freaking go. That's a fatty. That's a fatty. Give me some. 415. That's a 415. Give me some, dude. Let's go.
Let's get ready to win! Next up, we have a 5-time Bassmaster Classic qualifier, a 2-time Bassmaster winner, took an Elite Series win earlier this year, an angler so great, he once won a 4-day tournament in just 3 days. From Peterborough, Ontario, Canada, get loud for Corey Johnston! 24 pounds, 11 ounces, 24-11, and with 102 pounds even, Corey Johnston not only takes the lead, but he joins the Century Club once again on this body of water. It was literally 12 minutes after you hoisted that trophy in Florida, won your first Elite Series event, and you turned to me and you called me. You are one of the only people other than my mother when she was alive that actually calls me David. And he turned to me and said, David, I think I got another one in me here this year. And you are one angler away from that being true.
Man, I hope so. This place is, like, I had a day from hell today. I mean, it doesn't look like it, but man, there was a lot of curse words out there that you guys didn't see on live, that's for sure. And you know, I hope it all works out. This place, you know, I love this place. This is my favorite place to fish, and man, I'm just excited.
No matter what way this works out, man, been awesome. Let's hear it for Corey Johnston. Next up, we have an Elite Series rookie, and what a rookie season he has had. This is 4th Championship Sunday from Knoxville, Tennessee. Get loud for Robert G. Looking for 23-15 to finally win an Elite Series title. 22 pounds, 5 ounces, 22.5. And Corey Johnston is a 2-time Elite Series champion. Corey Johnston doubles down in 2024, becoming a 2-time Bassmaster Elite Series champion. The Humminbird Bassmaster Elite on the St. Lawrence River belongs to Corey Johnston.
Corey Johnston, there he is, 102 pounds. He said last year he lost the tournament because he spent too much time in the river. He said in 24, hey, if it's 12-footers, I don't care. I'm going each and every day.
Once again, we end the Elite Series season with a Century Club. Robert G over 100 pounds. Same with Corey Johnston. Congrats to Corey on his second win of 2024.